Salaam, Tanzania. Of course, South Africa is mourning, Africa is mourning, and the entire world is also mourning after the death of Winnie Mandela. Now, just to tell us more about, this lady, we're going to speak to two individuals. One is Koleka Anita Mukulwana. She is the South African High Commissioner to Kenya. I'm also going to engage later in the program. Dewa Mavinga is a Human Rights Watch South African director. Is going to join me via Skype all the way from South Africa. But allow me to begin with Madam High Commissioner. Good evening. Welcome to the program. Now, we're getting reports from South Africa that the late Winnie Mandela will be given a state funeral. This is an announcement that was made by your President, Cyril Ramaphosa. What plans are underway or are going on to make sure that she gets this sort of a befitting send-off?
Thank you very much and good evening. The President, as you have indicated, that he have declared that we are going to be giving the Mother of the Nation a state funeral. And there's going to be a number of programs that are put in place because Winnie was our mother, the mother of the nation, grounded in our communities, especially the poor. Mm-hmm. So I really think that as a nation, we mourn one of the great leaders who are the product of the African soil. Mm-hmm. And she deserved to have that state funeral. Mm-hmm. And as you know that she has been grounded in different communities. You could see her sleeping over in slums, which we called squatter areas. You could see her in different areas where poverty is still ripe, trying to connect with those who have nothing. So she deserved to have that. She's one of the icons that we had we were blessed as South African nation, but she was not representing South Africa only. She was the mother of our nation, mm-hmm. but she was a daughter of the African continent. Yes. And the globe generally.
Yes. Now, so Madam High Commissioner, Yes, well explained. Let me cross over to yet another question here. And while your President, Cyril Ramaphosa, made that announcement, this is what he said, quote unquote, that the nation was ill-prepared for departure and people are grieving very deeply. The death is a great loss, on that she has been one of the strongest women in our struggle who suffered immensely. Now, some officials from the ANC, that is the ruling party, described Winnie Madikizela Mandela as a torchbearer to gender mainstreaming and an inspiration to millions of downtrodden women across the length and breadth of the country, across the continent and the world. It seems her death is a big blow, especially to women leadership in Africa.
It is a blow, but let's put it in the right context. That our mother, Winnie Mandela, is one of those that today we are speaking about her, not in isolation with the generation that have paved a way to the South Africa that we enjoy today. When we are speaking about Winnie Mandela, we can't forget speaking about Mama Sisulu. We can't forget about Lillian Gonyi. We can't forget speaking about all women who have engaged in making sure that South Africa is free today. Mm-hmm. Remember, if you trace our history properly, these are the women who refused, in the 1956, refused to hold a Dompas then. They were rejecting past laws left, right, and center, and they did much. If you trace again, in South Africa, those are the women who engage in adopting a women's charter before the Freedom Charter. If you trace that, the role that has been played by that generation is a generation that have led not only the struggle of women in South Africa, but have put the struggle of women and the gender issues within the African context. So she is one of those generation as young people that we need to look at their strength and their wisdom. Apart from that, their commitment in making sure that South Africa is free today.
And there are a lot of stories that have been written about her and, of course, the rest of the, anti-apartheid crusaders. One of them says that at one time, the late Winnie Mandela smuggled her grandchild into the prison to meet Nelson Mandela then at the Robben Island. What does this say about her character? Because there are those who are criticizing her, saying, she's been very combative, very confrontational. Is this some of the characters that she really needed to eradicate, to fight apartheid?
I really think that we should put it on the context and on the situation at that particular time, the environment at that particular time. And what she went through as an African woman. We don't know, some of us, the torture that she went through, the humiliation that she went through. And you must remember that the apartheid regime at that point in time, they were brutal to all of us. In particular her and the leadership of the ANC in general. So the issue of her being confrontational, I don't really think that people are being fair to her. She was faced with that particular system and she had to respond at that particular time based on the situation that she finds herself in. But I really think that as human beings, Christians in particular, we should look at what she did for us as a country and for us as a nation and the continent, and putting the struggle of African women at the center of the global community, because I really think that all of us as South Africans and Africans in particular, she was one of the brave women that we ever produced in the African soil.
I think you've already answered my final question, and I was about to ask you this. How best will she be remembered from your own point of view? Because there are those who are saying that she, as much as controversy dogged her life during a struggle, she also will be best remembered as a face, against apartheid.
We will ever remember her as the mother of the nation, as a freedom fighter, as a committed woman, the mother, as a leader to serve, not to serve herself, but to serve those who need to be served. And I really think as she is lying there, we salute her, we'll ever remember her. There will be no other Winnie Nomzamo Madikizela Mandela in the world. She was an icon and a leader in our lifetime.
Thank you very much, Koleka Anita Mukulwana. She's the South African High Commissioner to Kenya, telling us more about the late Winnie Mandela. Now, joining me via Skype is Dewa Mavinga, is a Human Rights Watch Southern Africa Director. Now, Dewa, good evening. If you could hear me, perhaps the name Winnie Madikizela Mandela, of course, resonates well with freedom, justice, equality, democracy, fearlessness. I mean, do you think, first of all, these things that she has been fighting for, have they been fully achieved in South Africa at the moment?
Yes, Winnie Mandela is now remembered as an icon, a mother of the nation, a freedom fighter, and above all, someone who was fearless in the face of the struggle for justice and freedom against the colonial.
Seems we have a problem with our connection there. I'm going to reconnect again with Dewa Mavinga, who is the South African Director, Human Rights Watch Letter in the program. Of course, you'll be watching your favorite Pan-African show, Bottom Line Africa, right on KTN News.